camera, at least, is over. So apologies for that. It was only a very slight delay before the map got underway. And now we get to a wonderful yap with the game on our screens instead. It is Vertigo, a map that most people, I think it's fair to say, even professional teams who are really good on it, don't like playing anymore. Even though paiN has such great success on it, I would probably say they feel the same. So let's see how we go. Full util on Snow for this one.
He literally has everything. I think Cowers has dropped him like a set of utility. So Snow literally has everything right now. All the money in the world. And a P250 on NQZ as well. So pretty cool pistol round, all things considered. They've got a very clear plan. You can see with how they're initiating towards B. Here now comes the full utility set from Snow. Smoke, flash, mollo, nade. Oh, the flash is perfect. Oh, wow. They'd boosted 2 players up on wood, and that utility basically just led to that flashbang, popping them over, and basically Togs being eliminated in that fashion. 4-player retake coming in from heaven. Flashbangs come after a player's already been slain. This flashbang will allow them to make some traction onto the bomb site, but ultimately Nate shouldn't be able to complete a 1 versus 3. He is some acrobatics, and those acrobatics, no way are they actually going to give him the victory here. Snow playing with his food, but finally puts that round to rest.
Well played by paiN there. Sure, it was a very nice attempt by Nate, to be fair. 3 kills on the retake, but not to be any more than that. He had maybe another 5 or 8 seconds or so to deal with Snow, but Snow played it correctly. Great strategy from paiN. Simple but effective with all the utility they needed. I mentioned the boost up onto the corner of the plywood, of course, to get a bit more of surprise on Togs. Togs may have got his 1, but as you say, was kind of shocked by how many players then came his way directly after that. Got forced away, and Bigazera had then advanced control pretty much instantly, right, which made it all the more difficult. We are trying something in this round here for ODDIK. We had an M4 brought up to give it a go, of course, with the money made with the pistol kills. An A1S was invested into, but unfortunately it's only got a 1-for-1. Woody's got armor, and he's been able to recover it though. Unfortunately, back right now, the MP9 has to do damage, and I'm afraid Mashias is not going to be able to do that.
Yeah, that was a great flashbang from Woody, and if it had come in second earlier, there would have been a world where everyone's blind. Matios farms them up, but A1S being saved for Woody. And paiN, they win out the pistol, they win out the force buy, and now we lay and wait for the bomb to go off, and ODDIK, they'll be put onto a full eco. However, there's a deagle, there's a Mac 10 on Nate, and Woody will have a A1S that he can try and utilize to its truest potential in a full eco round where they're looking for damage, but maybe they spice it up just that little bit extra and can possibly even get the round win.
Freddie, what's the most egregious view model you've seen?
I know. It's just, I already have it. So this was before the update. When I say seen, I mean seen with my own eyes. Mr. Tom Artist from Verdum. Oh my Jesus Christ, that man.
Worse than Bigazera's?
Yeah. Oh, clears. It clears.
I mean, Bigazera's is strange,
no,
right?
Do you know why?
Go on.
So, because his settings are just so weird. He plays black bars, and he used to play on CSGO certain settings where basically it means that Molotovs were just like, you could see through them, and his view model was like directly in the middle of his screen. Just all of it combined was chaos. And yeah, Bigazera, I think very similar to what Shaney would have been like back in, you know, remember FPL Shaney, UK player? Shaney's is worse though. However, well, I want to ask you your question. I'm going to ask you this question again afterwards. But this round, I was talking about, you know, maybe they get the round win. Well, they've got damage. Woody, does he really get any more kills here? Unfortunately, Kiko, but hasn't set up his team for success. It's 2 versus 2.
really not that bad. And the way they played that round, or the way they have played the round so far, thought ODDIK has been really good. And that was the main one. If Togs gets that kill, unfortunately it's a little bit whiffy. That certainly gives them a big advantage. Now, Nate may have picked up this M4, but he's going to have to try and traverse his way through a smoke, which I don't think is going to be possible for him. It's being stared at that cross by Lux. And QZ will probably be able to peek off of his contact anyway. Let's see. He's going to give it a go. Make his way down off the window silently. But surely, even if you can't get it right, it's very difficult to get the kill. And yeah, Lux takes it comfortably in the end. So, paiN, they struggled a little bit there. But I mean, the way they recovered it, with trading their way into the site through middle, was actually quite comfortable.
Okay. Worst view model, go.
I think Bigazera's like kind of up there. He's
up there.
There was one player. I've forgotten his name right now. He did play in Pro League, and it was absolutely hideous. And it's one that
God.
Is it Imma? Is Imma known for a bad? I think Imma was known for a bad view model for quite a while on Navi.
That would make sense.
But you know, he makes it work for him. He's been improving hugely, leaps and bounds lately. So
Evidently
yeah,
works,
I think
yeah.
whatever works for you, exactly. And I think Imma's is one that I do remember. But there was also one by it was an IGL in Tier 2. You cast around. Let's see if I can find it.
Verdant, I feel like.
Maybe not.
He could be there, but okay. Well, speaking of this round, we've actually had a lot of early infliction of damage and well kills. ODDIK have had fantastic utility usage, and I don't even want to say retake of ramp because they never lost it. They basically just didn't allow paiN to make any traction forward. And even with this 3 versus 4, both Snow and Bigazera are heavily tagged down, and ODDIK have just taken their advantage and now retreated. Perfect. They've still got utility. This is realistically like best case scenario for them, and damage is consistently being applied. Nate, look at this little gimmicky spot, goblin spot, one might say. And yeah, as soon as he hears that they're boosting up, he'll swing. Issue is, he only gets one, and with K-Slox being spotted, Cowards will deal with him. Bomb, can it be planted? I'm trying to figure out if it can be picked up for free. Yeah, Bigazera's going to pick it up, but Bomb denied by the Molotov. He's just going to swing into the angle, bit lackadaisical. Cowards can line them up, but he doesn't even get the first kill, and ODDIK win out their first round.
Nicely done. And yeah, unfortunately, as soon as he didn't swing as fast as perhaps Bigazera would have wanted, of course. I mean, he had to avoid the incendiary that was put onto where he was attempting to plant, so he had to swing through the angle he did in toward Ellie. Maybe would have hoped that his teammate would have swung a little bit quicker. And then, of course, they're keeping an eye on it. Instinct couldn't jiggle it for any more. So, ODDIK do well to deal with that one. I couldn't find the player I was thinking of because I know for a fact it would, you know, the light bulb would turn on. But
not yet.
It hasn't yet.
You need to see the name first. You see the name and it's like everything comes back to you. Like whoa. It's like made sure, I don't know. I tried to make a movie reference there and it just didn't really quite land. But again, another round trap where pretty decent ramp holds. Not even a take. It's just like a hold from ODDIK. Like they're not even allowing anything. And QC doesn't double down. That's the important factor. But Snow does trade, so it's not an advantage, but it's even. And Cowards, the opportunity in middle arose, but unfortunately, as quickly as he had that opportunity, gets taken away from him by Togs. And now Snow, they have a vague idea of where he is, especially with the fact that Matios is down towards Connector and Zed. He knows exactly that Snow hasn't come back towards B yet. So that Togs has just stayed towards A. Molotov, not going to reveal his position. Snow, bomb planted, but he's not going to get away as Togs just jumps up, increases the verticality, and ODDIK double down.
That was smart from Togs. I like that.
Very smart.
Obviously, that Molotov was thrown towards CT. Snow planted in a smart position to maybe not get faced from elevator, so he could at least commit to the plant and get it. I'm sure he did get the plant, but with that incendiary toward that CT area, I'm afraid it doesn't spread to the upper angle like you mentioned. And as soon as Togs realised it wasn't a fake, made sure that he swung and took the kill while he was pulling out his weapon. So, second on the board for ODDIK, puts paiN down to pistols. So, definitely should have an even game coming in here.
Ecos. Do the ecos. Come on, get those stats pumped up. Get them stats pumped up. Bigazera has somehow got himself into A, but like through middle. I mean, he's going to die eventually, but I think they're going to be very surprised where they find him. What? Okay, that was a bit dirty. Luckily, that's the only kill he's going to be able to take home with him, but K-Slogs just gets absolutely annihilated while also anticipating Bigazera to be there.
Pretty funny. One more. So, game back even again. What do paiN do now to change things up? They're not going to be they're not a sort of team to, I guess you could say, lie down and don't go full at it. Always do whatever strategy they think is best in the given situation. We've already got the AWP out on NQZ. No helmet, of course. That is valuable to those two A1Ss. Inside here, combined with the AWP toward gap, is actually would be protected, but Bigazera just swings it straight up. Does he want to traipse his way up the ramp and take more control? Maybe not, considering Matthias has gone down on B.
So all of a sudden we have this like awesome round, and it's all come crashing down. Togs though could be the hero of the day. He was our player to watch, and he did show up on that one. Now has to show up on the B anchor, and you know what? He does his job. He gets 2 kills. What more do you want from the rotation there? Unfortunately though, everyone around him falls, and Woody, who was on that boost, and we were praising at the very beginning, is now left in a 1 versus 3, plunged into a pretty difficult position, where paiN are also just taking their time with it.
Yeah, finding an answer pretty quickly. Bigazera kind of just taking matters into his own hands there. That wasn't exactly a... I think it would be rude to say it wasn't a well thought out swing, but I'll tell you what it was. It was an accurate swing. AWP removed instantly, and that boost that they had in place never came into effect.
Wonder if they try and say this A1S, what was they are, and then just go for that again? Because they never got spotted. I wouldn't mind it.
Unlucky. Shifts into the angle. That's going to be frustrating. And, of course, Bigazera was kind of end of the round there, in a way, protecting where the AWP was, knowing that he could just re-pick it up again at the end of the round once he'd maybe found the kill, and that's actually exactly what pans out. So, handy for paiN, handy for their money to get the AWP back on NQZ for free. Even though it's a hard map to AWP on T-side, obviously.
T-side AWP, well, T-side AWPing, what you gotta do is that you don't, it's such a, like, what I really like, and I saw it, we saw, you know, this morning, way back when, Trav, if you can remember, or can we even call it this morning? Pretty max with, like, how Maka plays towards ramping T-side with the AWP, and how a lot of AWPers do it. I'm kind of using Maka as an example, because of, you know, we saw it this morning, it's fresh in my mind of, like, you let the team work elsewhere, and you put the AWP solo on ramp, and he can just command so much respect and space with that position, with that weapon, and especially if you've got a very proficient rifling core, or just a group of riflers in general, such as Snow, such as Bigazera, Cowers, Lux, it can really work to your favor, just controlling a big part of the map. But for NQZ, like, you can set up a default where you but with the rifles towards A as well early on, and then you do just maybe leave NQZ here and then go elsewhere, or utilize him as more of an Overwatch feature when the execute comes.
Lux will really though, and there's what we wanted to see. K-Slox on that AWP actually against NQZ. Would he sort of use it on you more often than not, but maybe K-Slox is more interested in it on Vertigo. Oh, what an attempt to trade there by Togs, and unfortunately for him, Lux is too sharp. As the site completely taken, bomb can be rotated in. 3 kills for Lux. This is being heard by Matios. He knows exactly what's going on here. I'm not sure. I'm afraid I don't think he's going to be close enough to the B stairs to really deny anything here. Bomb actually being planted on B. Kind of, I guess, alone in a way, because Snow had already pushed all the way through CT. I had kind of no idea that Matios was here. They know that Matios has been the B player. Chaos actually is not considering this whatsoever. Slightly awkward for a second as the first dink comes through, but he's got a free AWP to save if he wants to go for that. But he could still go for the round.
Yeah, I think this is the smart decision, especially with no kit and no money in the next round.
Yeah. Just
imagine Matios there, like, guys, they're going B. Oh wait, I'm alone in a 1v3. Okay, never mind. Like, guys, I know the information. Everyone's dead. But that's paiN back-to-back rounds, breaking the economy of ODDIK, and that seemed almost very simple with how they just bullied towards A with only 3 players, right? Like, they didn't even, like, charge all 5 up. They just bullied it very easily. AWP saved, as anticipated, put into Woody's hands. Matios has armor, probably buys a deagle. He also got, yeah, first kill of the game in that last round with the save. Hopefully that means more for him. But in this round, we're looking at Woody. Unfortunately, though, with that armor being purchased, his money's going to be in a weird position next round if he doesn't save.
Yeah, of course, don't get me wrong, there were saves in the mix, right? And, you know, AWP's just being available to ODDIK for a while, and maybe it being plucked off the ground as well a couple of times. K-Slox has been AWPing a little bit on this map. But it's back in Woody's hands again now. Snow towards stairs. Matias has that all-important flash that could maybe keep himself alive for a little while longer. Or maybe set up a teammate toward A. Fortunately, if he tries that, he will be on the wrong side of the map for the pistols or that AWP to have any impact at all.
It almost is beneficial that the AWP is over towards A. Just save it.
Yeah.
Bring it into the next gun. We've got armor already. Like, they go towards A, you know what? You might win the round out. Go towards B, hunky dory. We go and save this AWP, will we now? I would be very interested to see if paiN try and just allow that to be the case. Or maybe they just thinking, look, the AWP, we can have the AWP in the next round. We actually do just want to save our economy, and we do want to keep all 5 players alive, which, again, is the much smarter choice. Yeah. God, yeah, biggest errors view model is something, isn't it?
It's funny, right? It's like, the main thing that I think is amusing about it is that it's not central, it's left and it's left and overly central at the same time. It's
It looks almost worse that it's not dead central.
Yeah, I kind of feel. I mean, if it's dead central, that looks very weird. Don't get me wrong. The thing that looks the most cursed is when he uses dualies. Like, it just looks so strange.
Yeah, looks like if you're dead central and you came from like a game like Quake, it's almost like,
yeah,
oh yeah, okay, yeah, you know, like that's like, it's like I have a few my shift and next round. Because right now we're being very fast towards round. I was praising ODDIK with how they were able to maintain control here, and well, in this round that is just not formulated whatsoever.
I actually like this from K-Slox. He's fallen back to an angle on the side, but unfortunately, it's probably not easily predicted that he could be on an elevated angle on top of default box. He's jiggled out. Thankfully for him, it's really well to find one more and fall back to CT as well. Of course, he has to be wary of the catwalk, though. So he's here. And Snow actually will just go for a hold of that. And that's a bit wild, considering Snow had the bomb. I guess he did not feel comfortable going for a plant at any point, even though he was on the site itself. Considering there's so many sight lines he could get caught from. And he tries to find the next kill toward Woody, and if he did, there was a world that he could have won the round in the 1v1, but not possible. And ODDIK will get their 4th.
Overall, quite a poor round, I think, from paiN. What was it, a 5 versus 3, give or take? And it really does just fall away, especially in that 3 versus 3 at the end there. Really quite poor. Just isolating every single fight in favor of ODDIK. And yeah, not a huge fan of that from paiN Gaming. I think definitely if they want to try and win out this half with some sort of dominance, they need to fix up those issues. A big change of play here is NQZ going towards middle and giving Kawes some space to work. In the meantime, there's our usual fight towards ramp. Unfortunately though, Nate once again is going to fall the wayside. Same with Togs. Lux has been an absolute demon towards that part of the map. Multi-frags galore. And also on top of all of that, Kawes has slipped the net through middle. He does let NQZ die, but I feel like it's all in the name of the round. And yeah, that's exactly what's going to happen. What a crisp shot from Snow.
That was lovely. To be fair to Matthew, he really does his best there. Even though, you know, Kawes is in a position that's completely unexpected, he still finds a way to get 2 kills. But second time that an ODDIK player has got 2 kills that unfortunately have no impact on the possible round win. Just thinking back to that previous round as well, like, it does really make me wonder what the communications were like in that round where Snow peeked catwalk or maybe just crept forward on the catwalk. Obviously, as I said, like, maybe uncomfortable not knowing whether he felt safe to plant, whether he could plant anywhere. But, yeah, I guess he thought maybe he could find one more kill before it felt a bit more comfortable for him to do exactly that. But this round is already ancient history. paiN have hit straight back, won the next. We're up to 7-4 and could get a second 8-4 in a row, this time on the T side.
Talking about view models and buy-ins, I actually have my shift and control from Call of Duty. So you know how shift is on shift, like the caps, like up cap, and then control crouch is on control. Mine's flipped because that's what Call of Duty was, and that was what I was more comfortable with when I swapped over.
So shift
is control, and then crouch is like up. You know, the one where it's like makes capital letters.
Yes.
I don't know what it's called.
Do you mean caps lock?
No, the one below that.
Shift, control, caps lock, tab is the one I have on my...
Shift, control. I have control and then shift and then caps lock, tab. Yeah, so my crouch is on shift.
Okay. Okay.
Shift it, and then shift, the movement is on control.
Okay, okay. I get you. Yeah, I've had weird binds for, you know, quite a while. I say weird, they're not weird to me because they're so comfortable. I'm sure it's the same for you. But yeah, I had every single nade bound to my mouse.
Oh, I have that as well. Yeah, I have my mouse 4 and 3 is flash and mollo, flash and...
Yeah, I've got like 2 mouse buttons on the corner of my left mouse button, and that is, you know, flash and smoke, and then one of the other ones is a molly, one of the other ones is a nade. We mapped the DPI button to be my nade button.
Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense. And well, what makes a lot of sense is ODDIK's rotations in this round. They've actually just anchored down this B bomb site perfectly. It was a 4 versus 3. paiN had the advantage, and we've kind of been commenting on a few rounds of maybe them ineffectively not able to get over the line with those advantages, and now you've got Snow in a 1 versus 3.
Yeah, actually a nice angle held by Woody there. And again, talking about Snow feeling safe to plant somewhere, I'm not sure he's going to feel safe anywhere here. This is probably the best spot for it, but he's about to get peeked from CT once again. He knows that's a possibility. He's already died like that before, and now he's going to try and isolate 3 separate duels. How on earth is he going to do that? Woody's managed to slip the gap all the way through into gap. Well, that'll be a second player doing exactly the same. Togs is here. Snow is just waiting for the first player to take contact, and now he's seen one. That HG is going to be the most annoying HG ever. Snow put himself short in a tough position, but the HG just added another spanner to the works, and it's not going to be another 8-4. For paiN, it'll be a 7-5 instead, and we'll see you after the break to see if paiN can keep their record in ECL this season intact.
paiN have really had to fight for everything, not just this map, but also on Nuke in our previous best of one. ODDIK have been putting up a very respectable fight from my perspective. The question is that respectable fight actually going to mean that paiN lose out their first map of the season, or are they going to stay flawless? This pistol round could tell us a lot.
Let's see. But he has some utility. Actually surprising to see K-Slock's been given the PT50 and the Kevlar. I feel like there aren't many real long ranges on Vertigo other than up ramp that really necessitate needing a P250. And of course on the A site now, you very often need 2 smokes to really block off the main choke points these days. So they might have to fight their way through. This is the idea with that P250 to take the duel towards CT instead, but unfortunately only gets 1. Lux will manage to remove him. 2 versus 3. The bomb can be taken back away down the ramp again. And now this is where this round will start to stagnate. Colt just trying to sort of fake actually, and I'm not sure I agree with that because he could have retreated with Woody.
Yeah, like, I agree with how Woody maybe creates some distance and plays with the idea of going towards B, but I completely agree with what you say there of Togs dies and, well, rounds over realistically. Like, he goes to this super aggressive individual fight that just doesn't pay any dividends to this round being successful, and now Woody, yeah, I mean, what can he do? Lux, I was praising him for his entries over on ramp on the T side, and right there he just shuts down the A bomb site. Lock and key. paiN Gaming, that pistol round could just be them securing an 18th map win in a row in ESL Challenger South America, which is simply kind of crazy.
Why am I seeing... Why did I just see a P90 and a paiN for a split second there on ODDIK and then immediately sold?
They decided that they have to.
Well, the P90 has infinitely more aura than the PP paiN.
Why don't we have some fun? Why don't we control some rounds? Why don't we have a little bit of entertainment? Actually, no. JW gave the BB paiN aura. True.
He also gave the sword off aura, if you remember that as well on Cobblestone.
Ooh, yes.
Legendary.
Like the Nova is minus aura.
It was the sword off was like called Banker Fanatic or something. It was pretty infamous.
Oh, dude, this is actually, I don't know about this. You've out-knowledged me.
Yeah, it was. I think it was a meme back then that he would use the sword off because obviously you get a massive kill reward for getting sword off kills.
Oh yeah. And of all weapons, you're like, no, not the other ones. The sword off.
Yeah.
Okay. Flashbang pulled, anti-eco, no issue with this whatsoever. Yeah, easy. Yeah, so I don't know if JW used it much recently. I actually haven't seen him use it loads recently, but there was a stint where, like, I feel like he was really using the paiN loads, and it was great fun. Like, as in, like, this year, last year. When I say recently, I mean, like, very recently.
Obviously, if you use it against a full Glock round, then, you know what, have fun. You can probably run down all of them. But, yeah, I think it's just... It is kind of like mildly trolling, because of course you can just buy an MP9, get 2 or 3, and if you survive, the MP9 is very, very good on gun rounds, whereas the paiN is not. So, just like how I think right now, I would say it's ever so slightly more. That's not mildly trolling. It's moderately trolling to use the CZ over the 5.7. I think. I
think it's heavily trolling.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah. Also, Snow is on 9 HP. He's been naded to smithereens on B, not by 1, but by 2 and a spam. So that's a pretty big opening kill for ODDIK in a pretty important round, because this game could fall away from ODDIK really quickly if they lose this. However, really nice aggressive play from Biguzera, then supported by a smoke grenade, and he's not done. He's hungry, and he wants more. He'll be fed with Woody's dead body. But, oh my god, how has Biguzera got another one?
That's crazy.
They are just feeding him. And
now,
yeah.
I feel like very often we see him in these positions, and against the best teams in the world as well, by the way. And he often just gets 1 extra kill when you think it's impossible,
he
right?
Gets 2 extra kills there.
And this time it's 2, exactly.
like 9 out of 10 times, 9 out of 10 players get that first kill, have supportive smoke, and back off. He decides, no, I want to utilize that smoke and then also somehow fight my way out of it. Matios, though, gone for the 1 versus 3 ace. Bomb's going to get planted without any disruption. Spots out the first, can't confirm the kill, knows about the second. Molotov lands on him, forced him to reposition, found the head of not one, but the second. Matios, a 1 versus 3 ace to keep ODDIK alive.
That's actually sick. I mean, the incendiary was like very distracting for a second there because it literally smacked him in the thigh and you know, forced him to fall back to a different angle, burnt him a little bit. Takes a duel toward the heaven player perfectly. Perfect spray. And has a presence of mind not to just re-swing to the right to go for the final duel, but to play the quick hop up on the box to play the second headshot angle. And deal with the loss beautifully. Puts paiN down to an eco. That is Matios having a round. And that's a nice highlight reel moment for him. And the scores on the doors for ODDIK in this game. When it comes to the kills, they might be 3 rounds behind, but it's a pretty decent team performance from them.
Yeah, that was the type of play that keeps you in it. That was Matios, right? So yeah, he was on 0 and 4 at the very beginning. He was very much struggling up to this point. So he's really stepped up his game in it. Probably the most important time.
Good luck, Nate.
Oh,
my
yeah,
goodness.
Kawaz has made noise, so Nate kind of had a warning sign. A warning jump from Bigger Zero.
The USP looks goofy in the view model, for sure. 2 straight.
2 straight. Oh god, yeah. There's like a bit to the left as well.
Yeah.
Me no likey.
He still gets a kill
No.
though. See?
Yeah, if it works,
Maybe
lad, it works.
it's the key. Maybe it's the key.
Maybe we are missing out on something. We're so simple-minded that we cannot see such visionary action.
Well, I mean, listen, we know our fair share about Counter-Strike, but I think it's probably fair to say that Big Uzera is maybe smarter than the 2 of us combined.
Oh, combined is it? That would be like, I completely agree. Actually, you know what? Probably is. Yeah,
I reckon we know a lot of stuff that he doesn't know, i.e. like history of teams and stuff, because we do so much broadcast work. When it comes to like macros of in-game leading, I reckon maybe he's
It's crazy how much goes into it that you don't realise.
Yeah.
Or also that seems so obvious that you don't realise.
I mean, you're coaching a bit now, aren't you? So you're maybe learning a bit more as you go along.
Yeah, we had prac earlier today before Impact. It's actually so insightful. It's really like, it gives you just an insane different perspective. I highly recommend it.
Is it intermediate team then, or is it main or advanced?
Bro,
or?
we're main. We're
Nice.
main. We got HLTV recently. We haven't played with Nexus. So in the meantime, paiN Gaming are actually kind of owning. Yeah, I don't want to talk about coaching because sometimes I ramble about. So I get very excited. I really like it. And sometimes I get a bit too excited. So I don't want you to let me off the leash.
No. It shows you're passionate, and it's about the subject, which is like 1, your career, and 2, a passion, which is as my dad always said to me many years ago. He said, Travis, if you can do what you love and get paid for it, then you're doing okay.
Yeah. I don't get paid for coaching. It's completely just like,
I know, but
for fun.
Counter-Strike is, you do get paid for Counter-Strike in general.
Yeah, it's like it's all in a method to improve knowledge to help casting, which then I get paid for.
Exactly.
Also, I will say that I've spoken to a few. So like I've had help from a few coaches to like because coaching is actually really hard to be like, what do I actually do? And dude, some of these coaches are bloody smart. Like the way you look, the way they kind of like orchestrate things and all that stuff. Like you look and you're like, yeah, these guys actually really do know what they're talking about, don't they?
Yeah. Let me guess. Did you ask Ash?
Ash, I actually haven't, because I'm kind of scared to reach out to him.
Oh, bless.
As much as I do know him on some level, I feel like I don't know if I want to ask him for coaching help. You know what I mean?
I understand. Ash has pretty, like, thinly veiled yet impressive amount of aura, which makes him hard to.
It's the thinly veiled that makes it so impressive.
Exactly. Anyway, that was an impressive round for paiN. The previous, of course, so we've kind of glossed over it because we've been nattering away, but we are creeping toward the finish line right now and creeping toward that 18-0 in ECL. I'm not gonna completely sweep the season.
This is 18-0 right now, though.
Oh, for
at
sure.
a minimum. Have they got? So I actually didn't take a look at their specific. Okay, this round. Okay, I'll give it a second. I was going to take a look at their specific results, be like, have they beaten the Imperials, the Fluxos, the MIBRs? But
that's the thing.
In this game, specifically, it's going to be 11-7. It's going to be ODDIK on a low buy, and it's actually very similar to what we saw on Nuke. Kind of identical. 10 rounds for paiN. They win a gun round, and ODDIK then it's just like, well, what do we do?
So they were due to play MIBR. They postponed that match for a later date. So they haven't played one of MIBR, Imperial, Red Canids. Yeah.
Red Canids just got owned by Fluxo.
Yeah, true, but I like to include them still, considering they're going to be at the RMR.
Wait,
you know?
paiN they haven't played any of them. They haven't played Fluxo, Red Canids, MIBR, Imperial. So they've done superbly to simply demolish a lot of the other opponents. But yeah, like this 18-0 doesn't look as impressive when you do bring in that asterisk onto it.
Yeah, and they're going to be on, I think, 50. Is it 50? They get 3 points for a win, they do, right? So they'll be on 54 points after this, paiN, once they get over the line. This round's still got a little bit of legs to it yet. It's 9 seconds for a plant, though, and look at what they've got. It's an HT lined up. It actually does a little bit of team damage in the end, which could have been interesting if there was a bit of more damage done to Lux, but actually it's well played. Lux gets 3 kills in the end on that round and increases the lead to 4. But yeah, we kind of spoke about this. Obviously this game started a bit later due to the PC or the power outage for one of the ODDIK players. Had to change location. So the other couple of other games being played tonight have been finished and completed a bit earlier. Of course, with ODDIK losing the first game, now it's not first versus second anymore. Imperial are now third on 39 points with a better, much better round difference. Minus 30 compared to 59 for MIBR. For Imperial, sorry, and then Fluxo are now in second as well, like you just mentioned, getting a win just earlier. So yeah, ODDIK need to make sure they get a few decent results in the last few games of the season, otherwise they could drop to the bottom of the top 10, which of course
are they
qualify you to playoffs.
Is this their final game of the season? Either way, they execute. Last-ditch effort. There's so many players here for paiN, but ODDIK are fighting their way through until they meet the AWP of NQZ. Nate's Tech9 finally gets revenge. Kawes can't complete the clutch, and Togs, our player to watch, keeps ODDIK alive.
That's nice from Togs once again. Okay, so there are 16 teams in the league, right? And obviously they can't play themselves, so they're playing 15 teams in the league. So 2 back-to-back best of ones against every single one of them would indicate you need to play 30 times.
So we've got one more game left.
So they got one more game day left.
Also, they've been destroyed. I mean, they took Imperial to like a triple overtime, but apart from that, they've kind of been owned by a lot of the bigger names.
Yeah.
1-for-1 against Bestia is not bad. Win over 1-for-1 against Case is, yeah, they're kind of going 1-for-1 against pretty much everybody.
Yeah.
Forfeit win over Solid. Only 2-0 is against Glories.
They did take Imperial to double OT, which isn't bad, but
Yeah. They haven't played
these days. Yeah.
They haven't played Dusty Rooms with it, so that's a pretty good final game.
Yeah, that seems about right to me.
Seems like a pretty decent last game to have. Probably get 6 points from that. Keep them alive somewhat in the playoffs.
We shall see. I think they're relatively safe, but
we're going back to
lots
B.
of teams could overtake them. HE is coming towards Snow's position, but they're deep. They're going toward default instead, so Snow has a chance to deliver here. from the close B stead angle. Support, there's going to be a flash in play, but it's a little bit too late. K-Slox may have been blind, but just after they saw Snow, and they've run over Lux on the site as well. NQZ was close up, but had no more teammates to support him. And they're out of there, saving an M4 and a 5-7. So ODDIK, they're alive.
Mate, what a round from K-Slox. What a triple opener. And yeah, we are certainly alive. That round, if Lux had, because it was like a double flashbang pump, right, where the first one goes in, it's like a ruse. It kind of gets the feathers riled a little bit for ODDIK. Second one comes in, everyone's blind because they're not expecting it. However, the second one just really quite late, never quite came through. And yeah, because that Snow gets sidelined, and then bam, K-Slox, he's on one. Big Azera as well, not gonna be able to save his A1S. Does he? No. Okay, doesn't save his A1S, which is really important. So that means paiN go into round 21 on a full eco. Therefore, ODDIK are going to make it a one-round game for absolute free.
Damn, full eco is pretty crazy. There's a chance ODDIK can get back into this one now. Close the gap to 1.
It's a real
surely.
chance.
And paiN's record could be under a little bit of pressure, and it all kind of stemmed, sure. They bounced back pretty quickly, paiN, didn't they? But Matthias's 1 versus 4 ace, that was a big moment in this game. Boost over. Yeah, USP somehow hasn't got the kill. K-Slox is 2 HP. Disgusting. Worry about. Sarah, sure he'll get checked. She's swing anyway, fair enough. 1 bullet left for
much
Nate.
damage.
And NQZ will take him down, but he'll be removed, and it's just Lux, and they kind of have an idea of where he is. There's one. They said alive. Not like they overlooked that one slightly, but it doesn't really matter. It's late game now. 2 alive is not the end of the world. Now paiN will re-buy in. Quick reminder, for those of you watching right now, there is going to be a North American ESL Challenger League broadcast coming up directly after this. So if you're going to be interested in any of that, don't go anywhere.
Yeah, it's like it will be directly after this. Like it will be very quickly after this.
I think it's M80 versus NRG, I would assume.
Oh, that would be a
bang,
fun,
actually.
That would be a very fun game actually. NRG not as great maybe as. Either way, let's stay into this fair because it's getting very late game as you mentioned. 3 versus 4, paiN though, a lot of low HP and Fogs in a very assertive position. NQZ falling here could spell disaster, but luckily for paiN, he holds his ground. What? Big Azera just ran past Nate, shot on the side of the head. Both NQZ and Kawes are 20 and 19 HP respectively.
Oh.
What's Woody doing? What are you doing? He thinks that NQZ is going to rotate A after Nate got that kill onto Big Azera, but no, NQZ just stays, and Woody walks in with his USP. paiN still though not out of the fire because Nate, 1 bullet will do the job on not just one but both of the players. Nate brings Kawes even lower, smoke down, but NQZ puts an end to any of that madness and puts paiN on 12.
Oh, that. ODDIK will be kicking themselves. I'll probably watch back this round, you know, on the VOD review later and say, oh my word, we could have easily taken this. Woody creeping up as he did, that is, as you say, a big misplay. Sure, we have the you know, we have the radar, he doesn't, but yeah, it's that's a tough one. And in the end, actually paiN making sure they play aggressive, which, you know, you can definitely be, I guess you could say, guilty of playing super defensively when you're 20 and 19 HP, but as soon as they realise they've got the bomb and Nating is not close, right? Yeah, I think it was the right thing to do to play 1 in the cubby and 1 off the other. With NQZ holding the angle above, got the kill in the end. Lucky for that HE not to connect properly.
Oh yeah.
Maybe he bounced it off of the little gap between the bricks outside the B stairs. I could have maybe connected enough damage, but of course that's all the benefit of hindsight. We're all experts after the event included.
Of course, yeah. But this could be it. That 1 versus 3 or 4, whatever it was, ace by Matios could be all in vain. Woody, though, says he wants to go to overtime. The buy around him is, yeah, I mean, the buy around him is not ideal. However, that AWP is giving them a way in.
Bit of a messy round for ODDIK directly after they got that pick. Very small, nitpicky things, but they dropped the bomb down the elevator shaft for it to spawn on the ground, right? But it makes a noise when it does that. Now,
wait, what?
It doesn't in CS:GO. It didn't in CS:GO, and with it being dropped down the elevator shaft, as I said, it spawns on the ground. It made a beep. Usually that's heard by. It was heard by us. Doesn't really seem to have changed paiN's setup.
But is it something, you know, it's going to sound really weird, but is it something that we hear? 'Cause, you know, sometimes you see stuff on, like, when it's like this perspective. Regardless, though, let's forget about that, because Kawes has also been entried on. This time, not the AWP, but the Galils. It's a 3 versus 5. paiN are in a position where they might just have to go and save, because they're not going to have any money for the last round, and overtime is definitely something that's a real possibility.
Yeah, you know, I was about to say that before I was being a bit, you know,
facetious.
Facetious is not a bad word. Yeah, I think it's worrying now for paiN. Like, where you realise you're in that situation where you are forced to save. If they actually went for this round, they'd have, what, MP9s, 5.7s for the final round of regulation. So this is an absolute necessity. And ODDIK should realise this. Sure, their money isn't great themselves, but they've got 3 Galils anyway. You may as well hunt and rebuy the Galils in the next round, at least with 3 or 4 players. Because with it being the last round of regulation, it's much more valuable to take the weapons out of the CT's hands. Now, I'm going to try some of it right now. Snow does well to get 2, but the FAMAS will manage to get 0. And NQZ, how is my guy alive? He's a lucky boy, and paiN will get away with an M4 and an AWP, but it's not going to be great elsewhere.
At least they lose the FAMASable weapons. At least.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you can drop one after you got those 2 kills, by the way. Those 2 kills are massive. Gives them enough cash to drop another M4.
Yeah, it makes up for losing the A1S. So you see, sorry, the FAMAS, so he drops 1. Yeah. Wouldn't mind in the hands of Lux. That guy's been a machine. His multi-frags have been off the charts this game. Then it's going to be MP9 5.7 for Big Uzera and Kawes. FAMAS being dropped by NQZ. Kawes MP9. Okay. Tactical pause being taken for paiN. They do not want this to go to overtime. They want to settle this here and now. NQZ started towards B in the previous round and then remained there for the entirety of it. That was his mistake. This time, I'm already seeing him poised towards the A side of the map. It's exactly where he's going to be going. Throwing utility to try and support his riflers. But ODDIK maybe changing things up, because look at this, players towards middle. We haven't really seen them actually make a play through mid yet. True. I would not mind this to be the round, because they've utilized lurks, but they never actually used like massive numbers.
Big Uzera close to the bottom of the ramp smoke, a bit dangerous. You can see this spam coming through, and yeah, I completely agree with you. ODDIK, they go for a, I guess in a way they've almost saved it accidentally for the right time, because it'd be very surprising if they go mid now. But Big Uzera has just been an absolute menace. He's pushed down pretty much solo and dealt with nade. Don't ask me why he felt comfortable doing that. And now, with a minute to go, he's still in position. And this position, we all know it. If you watch Pro League, this is the biggest shadow advantage in possibly the entirety of Counter-Strike. Thankfully, it's a good molly and a smart molly.
And it's amazing though that he gets out of that, because the most scary thing is though is this kind of false sense of security that everyone rotates away, he dies, A's open. But now, with 4 players still remaining on B, here comes the execute. AWP strikes first. Case locks falls. Snow up close and personal, dealt with. Great grenade. Matty are so low. And NQZ, he's not done with this round.
Wow.
He is still singing true with his orb, and he will complete the hat trick, exceeds 20 kills, and gives paiN Gaming 13, continuing their flawless streak here in ESL Challenger Season 48, South America, 18-0, a record truly to be marveled.
Yeah, really impressive, and that's actually, you know, ODDIK should be proud of that. You know, they pushed paiN closer, and a lot of teams, you know, have tried to push them that far, and they haven't. They did actually quite well there in the end to give